Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and those who are neither, wherever you are in the world. I'm Rambling Rusty Elm, and this is Rambling with Rusty. Last time on Rambling with Rusty, we were working in the region of Little Alminga, and working on earning the trust of the Almingans as we tried to track down more information about a mysterious masked man that we met over in the Thousand Maws of Todorok. And today we're going to continue with our story questing here in that region. So without further ado, let's get into it. Would that we had more information to offer, but what Wilred told you is the extent of our knowledge of the masked stranger. Left unchecked, that man will bring about great pain and suffering. I pray that you'll find and put a swift end to the creature for the sake of the young ones who died by his poisoned words. Okay, so we were finishing that off. Looks like... Let's see. Report to Minfilia. Okay, well, that means... Oops. See, we want to go to... No. Eastern Thunlon? No. We want Western. I've rarely seen this lit up like this. So it is open to the sky, huh? Welcome back, Rusty. I'm reliably informed the investigation took you to Quarry Mill and Little Alamigo. So tell me, what were you able to learn about La Habrea? Planted the knowledge of summoning an impressionable young mind, you say. Precisely the kind of deception the Essayans would employ. While many of the ills that ail the land can be attributed to the calamity, some are being brought about by a malign will. We must needs delve deeper into this, while things remain quiet on the primal front. All work and no play makes Minfilia a dull scion. Did you say something? Nothing, my lady. Mayhap we ought to rest a while before speaking further of the investigation. While you were tending to business in Thanalon, some new information arrived, courtesy of our friends of the Sylphs. An individual fitting Lahabre's description has been sighted in the North Shroud. This sighting comes in the wake of a series of mysterious deaths in the selfsame area. My instincts tell me that our man is involved. I would have you continue your investigation where you left off. 12 willing, we will pick up Labre's trail once more. Araxia can furnish you with the details. Pray speak with her. Take it from there. As always, be careful. Araxia, Walking One is to investigate Sinister One. Then heed well this one's words. This one is friends with a Walking One in the Ashcrown Consortium. According to Friendly One, a Digging One named Midrad had an encounter with a scary Masked One. The Masked One is most certainly Sinister One. Walking One should go and speak with Digging One Midrad. Digging One is to be found in Falgord Float in North Shroud. Okay, well... let's see, I need to go to the North Shroud. So... see, I think I need to go this way. Okay, this is the East Shroud. Okay, I need to find the route to the North Shroud. Central, south. Need the North Shroud. Tree Speak, that's old Gridania. Oh, okay. I went to the wrong place. Well, I know how to fix that. Let's see. Let's take that one. Please leave me be. I'm not long for this world. I looked death in the face. 'Tis only a matter of time before he comes for me. Just like he came for that poor woman. You're right. It's not as bad as it seems. I saw something terrible, that's true. But that hardly means I'm going to suffer the same fate. Thanks to you for... I can think straight again. I believe I can even recount what I saw. It was just another ordinary day. I was headed back to the float when I noticed a suspicious character in the distance. A masked man garbed head to toe in black. He had a hideous fiend in tow, a winged creature that was all eyeball and jagged teeth. Taken by curiosity, I crept as near as I dared to see the corpse of a woman. One glimpse was enough to tell me that she died a gruesome death. In that instant, I knew right away the masked man was a minion of Thal, come to claim her soul for his realm. What, you're investigating some masked man? The same masked man? If that's the case, we'll help you in whatever way we can. Aye, anything to ensure that we won't have to suffer Madrad's hysteria ever again. Alright, teamwork. That's what I wanted to... Wait, I haven't been that bad, have I? At any rate, I'm all for helping this adventurer. It's the least I can do to repay him for comforting me. Okay. So here's what I know about the deaths. All the victims were found with their faces torn to shreds. Among the local fauna, only the scalekin, known as Ziz, could inflict such wounds. That's why some folks are pointing a finger at them. I somehow doubt that's the answer. That the answer is that simple. But for the sake of thoroughness, we should look into it. Why don't you put down, say, 3 of the creatures and see if you can find any proof connecting them to the deaths. Come down. I don't remember going past these guys on my way in. Is it this way? No. But Oh, I guess maybe it was this. Ah. You've already seen to the disc. Good work, adventurer. So you were able to find aught to suggest the creatures are culprits? Nothing. Truth be told, even if there was proof, I wouldn't know what it looked like. Anyway, I believe we can safely strike this from our list of suspects, which leaves us with the masked man and his winged eyeball. There's something else I heard about the deaths. It appears the victims have been comely maidens. I'd better watch myself, eh? Heh. Unseemly japes aside, there's a rumor been going around. Some has whispered that after each victim died, her rancor went into the great big rock southwest of here, causing it to flash and moan. This bears investigating, I reckon. I'm going to give you a fire sand stick to blow off a piece of that crag. The stick doesn't come with a fuse or anything, so you'll have to throw the thing. Once you've torn the rock a new one, bring back some of the fragments and I'll give you Okay. There's something you should know. I've been keeping this to myself. Lest I worsen Midred's paranoia, but I too have seen the winged eyeball. I cannot say whether it was coincidence, but my sighting took place precisely the same time as Midrod's. I was heading home after a day of digging when a shadow fell over me. Looking up, I found myself locked in a gaze with a giant eyeball. I let out a scream at the top of my lungs and ran without once looking back. This happened at the rocky area west of here, in case you had a mind to investigate. Okay. Why don't I see... I need to go this way. Again. Ow. That didn't work out. Okay, so that one's down below. Something tells me this one's down below too. Okay. Oh, hey. As some items use an area rather than single targets. First press the view to access the duty list. Okay, so... Shouldn't be this one. Yeah. Nah. Okay, how the fuck do I get this to... That's not it. That was needlessly complicated. And it didn't seem to work the way they said it would. Okay, now I got to go back to town. Most folks are too scared to go within 100 yalms of the Rock of Rancor. Aye, it has a name. But what's a few vengeful spirits to a dauntless adventurer? Ah, why, these are just your garden variety crystals. It's a bit hard to tell beneath all the dirt and grime, but they're definitely lightning aspected. I almost hate to say it, but that explains the flashing and moaning. Nothing to do with the masked stranger. Looks like I've gone and wasted both your time and perfectly good fire sand stick. Oh well. Monstrous Banamite appeared, and if you slew it, that creature had long been a scourge upon the folks of Falgrad. Intentional or no, you have done us great service, you have my thanks, but this does make me wonder, was it truly a winged eyeball I saw, or merely a trick of the light combined with blind panic? There have been no promising leads on the murders. I can scarce get a wink of sleep knowing that the killer's still at large. Judging by your furrowed brows, I take it this sorry business troubles you as much as it does me. I'd been pondering my encounter, and I was uncertain for a time, but there can be no doubt it was a winged eyeball that I witnessed. It's implausible that I could have mistaken a distinct creature for a Banamite. But you and I were palms apart. How could we both seen it precisely the same time? What's more, our adventurer friend here had a run-in with the Banamite at the very spot you claimed to see the fiendish eyeball. There must be an explanation. I know I saw an eyeball with wings. I would wager an apple tart on it. Ooh, he's serious. But listen, mayhap it's not as mysterious as we're making it out to be. There's no reason there couldn't be... Gods, of course. There must be more than one of the buggers. Ugh. It's so obvious. But then that means, since there have been repeated sightings of these fiends, then there must be even more victims as yet undiscovered. Gulp. I do believe we're out of our depths. We ought to leave the rest to the expert. Yes, we're civilians, after all. Good luck, adventurer. It was a pleasure. Well, I burn to know the truth. Some things are best left unknown. Unless you have forgotten, it was the rocky area to the west I had my encounter. Should you discover aught of note, you will want to alert the authorities. There's a guardhouse nearby. The serpents there should be pleased for any information. Okay, so these guys just noped out. Okay, so let's see. I need to go down here. And since I'm now no longer on a... Let's see. That wasn't where I needed to be. It was over here. Couple of these. Where did this thing go? Okay, I'm practically in the right spot. Oops. That's not down there. Ah. Okay, where do I need to go next? Okay, it says to go talk to the guardsman, I guess. Let's see, I need to find... I came down this way. Now that's where I came from. Okay, so I need to go this way. Greetings, adventurer. Gods be good, not again. No matter how many bodies I see, I cannot seem to get used to the horrid sight. Poor woman. Identical deaths have been reported in the Central Shroud, while the masked stranger you seek does not seem to feature in any sightings of the winged eyeball are common enough. The creature appears to be moving the bodies, but to what end, none can say. Victims have all been young women. All are found with their faces mutilated. It's been difficult to identify them, so as to notify their next this button engraved with a lily motif. The very same object was found upon another victim, a family sigil, or that of an organization. Either way, I dare to hope that this find will prove pivotal in solving the murders. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You'll need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you've proven yourself reliable and resourceful. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mjorn. Mayhap someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil. Okay. That's not the right way. Okay. Yorn is going to be down here. Oh. I think Mjorn's the tavern keeper. Mother Mjorn, good morrow to you, Rusty. By your expression, I suspect you aren't here with scones and herb and tea. Well, isn't this a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite, artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I do not recognize the lily sigil. You will have to find the answer the old-fashioned way by asking around. You could do worse. Then, beginning with Bernadette over by the Aetherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. I need help tracking down the owner of a button. That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Go on then, show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old. Though I cannot claim to know its sigil, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make it a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Singulid over in the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a forename basis. Bernadette believes that I can help you. Well, that's a rather bold assumption to make. I'll try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now then, what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to the Gentry wards, northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late there has been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ursandel, and I distinctly recall seeing a markedly similar button upon his breast. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. Do not believe we are acquainted. Pray leave me to my thoughts. The sigil of the D'Artancourt's family. How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman. I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths, but one condition. You promise to put an end to my lady's madness. Free her from her torment. Okay. I was once a manservant to the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families of Gridania, the Detencours. During that time I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amandine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may well have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her to regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaidens to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of the body. I performed the dreadful task as bade, obedient servant that I was, but when that time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed, so it was that I left Hoke Manor, my home for nigh half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Amandine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavor to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the Grand Central Shroud. Go now. Go and do what must be done. Okay. The western edge of the Central Shroud. Let's see. Something tells me they're still not going to let me out. What am I, level 37? You stand before the White Wolf Gate. The region beyond is rife with danger. I'm not authorized to pass untried adventurers such as yourself. I wonder how you eventually get out that gate. Now, why I went that far. I guess maybe I do need to go up there. How are we doing here? 56. What fate am I in now? Northern Shroud. Okay. We are... what? Going down there. What the... I don't know what's going on with that. But, let's see. Those were some very aggressive ghosts, or whatever they were. Level 33. Well, at least we know where all the floating eyes are coming from. There's no greater thrill than striving alongside like-minded companions to overcome the deadliest of challenges. May the wisdom you gained in the Hall of the Novice serve you well in your adventures. Okay. Well, looks like we are at another dungeon, and we are out of time for today's episode. So we're going to go ahead and call it here, and when we come back, we will head in to do this dungeon. Until then, I'm Rambling Rusty Elm. Have a good night, and don't forget to stop and smell the roses.